As part of its mandate to standardize Nigeria's tourism sector in accordance with international norms and global practice, the Federal Ministry of Tourism had organized a two-day annual meeting in Abuja with honorable commissioners, permanent secretaries, and directors of tourism from the 36 states of the Federation, including FCT Abuja. Speaking to newsmen on the importance of the annual meeting, some of the participants have this to say.
If you heard what the big man, is it the spokesperson I will call him, the spokesperson of what's it called, all other commissioners of health. He said it. He said tourist destinations are located in each and every communities of the 774 local government of the country, Nigeria. And so if we now have representative, in the name of all these commissioners coming together, we'll be able to know where there are, tourist attractions or even latest discovery, so that together we can now come together and see how to identify it. And next resources, in terms of even, you heard him when he even said that too, in terms of even financial, because anything of such, you need money, to develop it. And so it's a good thing. And I hope yes, the tourist business is still untapped, and youths are not paying adequate attention into it. So my message is very simple. Youth should wake up, show their responsibility, and look into tourism. And if they do that, certainly the sky is the limit.
The significance of this event, like I mentioned in my presentation, is that it provides us an avenue to network, provides us an avenue to work collectively as a country, to leverage on our strengths and weaknesses and see how we can partner together as operators in the industry, as government officials who drive the tourism sector in Nigeria. And it exposes us to the advantages that all the states have collectively. And if we work together as a team, we should be able to present Nigeria as a destination with rich diversity of tourist attractions that the whole world can find interesting to come and benefit from. So what I'm saying in essence is that this provides an avenue for us to work as Nigerians and present our individual state attractions and facilities and tourism generally as a Nigerian that can attract tourists from around the world. So that is how I see the significance of meetings of this nature. Presently, we are faced with a situation where most of our tourist facilities and attractions have been abandoned for a long time. And we are working very seriously in terms of trying to repackage and represent them for investments with the private sector, because we are very serious about engaging mutually beneficial public-private partnerships that can engender development as far as our tourism is concerned. And with regard specifically to the youth, we are encouraging a lot of creative engagements that the youths have. Plateau has seen an explosion in adventure tourism related activities, largely driven by the passions that young people have for hiking activities, which has further exposed the many hidden gems and beauty of Plateau, the entire Plateau landscape. So government is encouraging them, is providing the enabling environment for these groups to succeed in their activities. And also we are engaging in coming up with funding arrangements that can develop rural-based tourism activities or enterprises that will help the young people and indeed our rural dwellers to have means of livelihood. That is why even in
the significance of this meeting coming this around is to bring us together, to bring the commissioners, the permanent secretaries, the directors together. Let's be on the same page. Let's speak the same language. Let's know honestly, the executive governor of Niger State, Farmer Muhammad Umar Babu, is doing wonderfully to see that tourism become best. Our tourism sites, tourism attraction become the best in Nigeria. In Nigeria as a whole, not even in Nigeria, in the whole world. Because even it is what we have been looking for in the past years. It has never been like this as before now. It's a forum for us to brainstorm, to fashion out the way forward for the tourism industry to strive. What we are doing now, like the area of film that Delta State has been shooting for now, in the Creative City network of UNESCO, is one of the focuses by bringing the youth to the table, creating avenue for them to learn. By as time goes on, I will build a film academy where the youth will be trained and they will become a starter pack to go and stand on their own.
Akwa Ibom has been blessed by having very rich culture, rich heritage, rich history, starting from the origin of Nigeria as a country. There are various tourism potentials in Akwa Ibom. Of course, we have the longest shoreline in Nigeria, 129 kilometers. That gives us huge opportunities to develop tourism along that corridor. Of course, you also know that if you look at historically, there is a Mary Slessor story, the women riot story that was wrongly attributed. And so Akwa Ibom today has become a mecca for meetings and events and exhibitions and all that. Of course, we are not resting. We're developing a lot of other things. As sports tourism, probably we also have the best maintained stadium in Nigeria. That's why it's play there. And then of course, in terms of road network, tourism, you must have accessibility. You must be able to move around. Our road network is probably second to none. Within a travel distance of 1 hour, you can access all the local government headquarters in Akwa Ibom State, all of them on the carriage. Of course, healthcare is also
the tourism industry in Nigeria. We need to partner and collaborate with various states to making sure that we harmonize these ideas, and by sharing ideas, the tourism industry in Nigeria will grow through community tourism, and this community tourism has value chain. This value chain is on tour guiding, because when you have a facility and it is developed, the lookers in that community will make a lot of money. The restaurant people will make a lot of money. Transporters will make money. So all these facilities that we have developed are being owned by the community, and that drives the economy and the value for the community.
We are facing serious challenges in the state. Nonetheless, there are areas that are less prone to insecurity, where we have these tourism attraction centers. So we intend to develop those areas so that people will have access to these tourism facilities. And likewise, in the issue of insecurity, I believe the government, both the federal government and the state government, are on top of it. And still, security situation is improving day by day. So we are hoping in the nearest future it is going to be a history. So as far as the tourism facilities are concerned in the state is open to ensure that those areas are well developed.
Since the Honorable Minister assumed office, in fact, our International Tourism Summit, she came before all other VIPs. So that shows our commitment to tourism and collaborative effort between the ministry and the states.
Okay, quite simple, because much as we have our states, Nigeria is a country. So this conference will bring together all the issues about tourism in Nigeria, touching all the states. We are here to interact, to cross-fertilize ideas, and to market what we have. At the end of the day, it's all about Nigeria. So whichever part of Nigeria you want to visit, you already know what you're going to get there. We are also doing what we call peer review mechanism. So you know what this person is, it will inspire you. And then it's a statement too, because it's going to make Nigeria stronger in terms of tourism. In Anambra State, if you talk about the youth, the government of Professor Charles Chukwu has invested over 4 billion naira. At the first instance, 2 billion naira was shared to youth through 1 youth scheme direct, and they were given training from one state to another. They were also given the theoretical necessity to work on the skills so that they can now form their own organizations, and they are doing it right now. So that is 1 youth skills. And further to that, we have gone into 1 youth multiple skills in entertainment. So we are now, putting together, music, comedy, film, and all of that. So all of these are working simultaneously.
Very important meeting is very crucial at this moment, especially to boost tourism in Nigeria. This is also an opportunity to have a network of other commissioners and permanent secretaries that are across the country, so that we come together, we put our heads and know what other states are doing, so that we can see how we can move the tourism industry forward. The things that we're doing is we organized the Kaduna Food Festival. During the organization of the Kaduna Food Festival, about 250 youths were utilized during that program. They were volunteers, and also some were there to generate revenue. And also during that, youths were the ones that engaged in the cooking competition, and the overall was given 1 million naira with the support of some international organizations and funds like Sterling Bank and Tomato Jobs.
This is the embodiment of tourism. Without the people here, there's no tourism in Nigeria. So this is the coming together, bringing together all under one roof. Commissioners, directors, permanent secretaries, the federal Ministry of Tourism. Everything is coming under one body. So this is a welcome development, and we want it to continue. It should actually be an annual event when we come together, look at our records, look at where we are coming from, look at where we are, and then look at where we are going. Now in Enugu, we have what we call local government tourism committee, meaning that we have taken tourism to the grassroots, because these tourist sites are located in villages, and then the owners of these tourism sites are the youth. In most sites in Enugu, once you get there, you see the youth. So we created that committee called the Enugu State Local Government Tourism Committees, made up of our youth. They are the ones in charge of these tourist sites.
Okay, so it's a welcome development. That is the first thing. And it's a right step in the right direction for tourism industry. Like I've been saying previously, governments have paid lip service to the consideration of tourism as a preferred sector. It was a lip service because we don't see it on the ground. But fortunately enough, with the resuscitation of this meeting, we are hoping that tourism will see the light of the day, and it will be turned around for the betterment of the country. It will be a revenue earner, it will be employment generator as it used to be, and it will help in the improvement of infrastructure and other developmental projects in the country. God will. Kano State government, I've been telling the younger ones, that is the government of the youth, women and children. because they are physically for all our policies are directed towards the empowerment of women, youth, and children, and education, skills acquisition, health, and others. So just going by that, you know that the government is carrying along the youth. And again,
also give God behalf of the organizers of this program. This program is very significant to us because this will afford us first and foremost to know who our instance in the government are, who are the team members of that ministry, and also be able to take our challenges in the states. Because there is no tourist site in the federal government. Every tourist site resides in the states. And if we, as the programs were not carried along what we are doing here, definitely there will be conflict. That is why I really appreciate this. Our prayer is that as we are leaving this place, if we communicate, that God will give them the wisdom, to follow it and do the needful. But I want to say that with all emphasis, that my ministry has been carrying youth along in all whether cultural, whether tourists, they have been carried in all our programs. We invite them, we talk to them, they come to us, seek for advice of how to move the state forward. And we share our vision with them, we share our mission with them, and we share our focus with them.
Has given us, some of us, the opportunity to know what we don't even know about. Even meeting people that we have not met, relevant stakeholders in the hospitality industry, we are meeting them and shaking ideas. So it's important that this is coming up. The state government, this whole effort, is developing the sector seriously. We see that there are facilities there. The youth who that are channeling their energy to negative things, channel such energy sport activities. And the song too, when I talk of education tourism, I mean, to this case, establishing a school like currently we now have 15 before it was only out of DSU, but now President Baga. But right now, we have the rest of the TV senatorial.
The meeting of Commissioner of Tourism all over Federation could be a starting point for collaboration, exchange, fertilization of ideas, because the common said that two heads are better than one. And when you have 36 heads, you can imagine what will be the result. It's a very good way of starting it. Let's move on. Nigeria we have our strength in our diversity. Like my Baba was saying 2 days ago, he said Nigeria is a very complex country, but not a difficult country to rule. So we have our complexities, but we can use it to our advantage. The state, we are the custodians of the site. We know where we should develop. So by the time we identify, we work with them, where our country is coming, like I was saying the other time, we have security, we don't have a security problem in Osun State. We don't have light problem in Osun State much. We don't have, internal problems, but we have big challenge, finances. So finances, we are able to come and collaborate with us, and with that, we can do a lot of things. Osun Festival is coming by August 11. People were there. And by this time yesterday, Osun was agog. My governor, His Excellency, was made the actual job. It's a tourist point. Shango Ede is a tourist point. By yesterday, Ede was full. That's a tourist point of life. What's our signature? Our governor, he does it. We do what we say. We thank God we are underrated, but we are performing very well. In my state, the youth are, if we don't have a perfect situation, we are doing our best to get people employed, effectively employed, not just job for the boys.
I can tell you one thing for free. Edo is the heart of culture in Nigeria. We are the gem of culture. So if this is happening without Edo, it's not even going to take place. What we're doing in that space is we're using our arts and our culture and our creative sector to drive drive to tourism. It's very important for us that we're correctly positioned. We put down the right infrastructure, we have the people, and we are creating enabling environments every day to attract more investments into the state. The state government has done a lot of work in that space. So we're working a lot with the creative, and all of a sudden you can see the buzz. Everything Edo is top of the news when it comes to culture. We just returned as well from the Venice Biennale, where we were listed as the top #1 on the New York Times for our presentation at the Venice Biennale, the biggest art exhibition in the world. So we're ticking all the boxes in the arts and tourism space.
For tourism to move, there must be fundamentals. The fundamentals are good roads, create awareness about the people. You develop the sites and you encourage transportation. So these are what we are. And like I said, that the development of tourism master plan, the first thing you have to do if you want to do any tourism site, you must prepare tourism master plan. So what is I'm not taking this away first, because it's only one of the tourism sites in Ekiti. Remember in Ekiti, we have Anita Waterfall. Remember in Ekiti, we have a tree, a palm tree that has 42 years. Remember in Ekiti, it's only Ekiti after Mambila Plateau and this cross river, what do you call it? This resort, that is only Ekiti that can walk in the cloud. Remember, it is only Ekiti that you can stay inside a rock that has foot that can sit for 120 people. So it's only Ekiti. So that's economy. It's not about the cost because it's more than one water, so they're all together. You understand? It is. But there are many others in Ekiti. And I'm happy because of all of this, not only because
I just became the permanent secretary for the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. And to people are now, I mean, like Prince Harry just came with Meghan to us in Lagos State, and that went viral, really viral. So we're seeing it in terms of visibility and the well-being of people and also the creatives. Something that I forgot in my presentation, something that I forgot to mention was the entertainment industry, which is really massive. I mean, we have our music that's being exported all over. We have the nightlife, we have all that. So to the extent that Mr. Governor is encouraging the creatives by giving them grants and support and training. In the last year, Mr. Governor approved the training of over 3,400 creatives, and which he has promised to double in terms of numbers and funding as well. So also, we're trying to do a Badagry generation, which is where all the slave relics is. And the other countries, they don't have as much as we have. So this is something we want to build. And Mr. Governor himself, in the last month, he actually took a tour to Badagry with all necessary people to find a way to turn this place around. So he's committed personally and he's also committing financially to that.
Nigerians were advised to always exploit the potentials in the tourism sector, as it was one of the surest ways of generating revenue for community development. Augustus Oshe Ifene, Delegate TV, Abuja.